So this is analyzing the impacts of social media on students' academic performance, a comparative study of extroversion and introversion personality presented by Emily Merriman. So let's get into it. We're going to start off with the background. So the rise of social networking sites, aka social media, became extremely popular with the expansion of the internet, and it's now widely used for communication, for sharing content, and for spreading messages. As of January of 2022, about 4.62 billion people um, use social media globally. Social media platforms like Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp, and Instagram are increasingly utilized in academic settings. And these social media platforms, along with platforms like Zoom, Microsoft Teams, and Google Meet, facilitate communication, virtual learning, and collaboration. So they've definitely played a pretty big role, especially after COVID hit, in the way we communicate with each other. So the research objective. So this study examines how social media affects academic performance in students with a focus on extroversion and introversion personality traits, education levels, and gender as moderating factors. So the research gap, past research to analyze the impact of social media on academic performance, its effect on, or effect of social media on adolescents, and addictiveness of social media in students was done mostly in developed countries. So there are some gaps in regards to that. And then the significance of this study. So, no published research studies have examined the impact of social media on students' academic performance, while also considering their personality traits, their education level, and gender simultaneously. So here are the key research questions. How do extroversion and introversion affect academic performance on social media? Does gender influence this relationship, and are there differences at different educational levels? And for this specific study, we're going to be talking about undergraduate and postgraduate in regards to the different educational levels. And the hypothesis is that extroversion and introversion students show different levels of benefit and challenges from social media use. So here are the demographics for the study. So out of the 408 respondents, there were 202 males, which is 49.5%, and 206 females, which is 50.5%. 87% of the respondents were from the age group of 17 to 25 years old, and 234 respondents, 57.4%, were enrolled on a post-graduation courses, and 174 respondents, 42.6%, were registered in the undergraduate program. So the methodology, convenience sampling was used to collect data on the 408 male and female university students via online Google Forms. The form was structured into 3 different sections. In section 1, demographic details such as gender, age, and education stream were defined. In section 2, it contained the author's self-developed 16-item scale related to the impact of social media on students' academic performance. And the third section had the standardized scale developed by John and, forgive me, I don't really know how to pronounce this, Shrivastava. yeah, we're just going to go with that, of the Big Five personality model. So the validity and reliability of the scale. The exploratory factor analysis, or the EFA, and I'm probably going to butcher this as well, so forgive me. Cronbach's alpha tests were used to investigate, construct validity and reliability, respectively. So 4 dependent factors were derived from the EFA and used for analyzing the impact of, sorry, I lost my place. Of social media on the academic performance of students having extroversion and introversion personality traits at different educational levels, as well as gender. The self-designed scale of social media's impact on academic performance consisted of 16 items, and was validated using exploratory factor analysis. So, according to Cronbach's alpha test for the scale of extroversion versus introversion personality traits, students have a greater average score and are considered to have more of an extroversion personality than an introversion personality. And from the data set of the 408 students, 226 of those students had an extroverted personality, and 182 had more introverted personality traits. So, the role of personality in academic performance. So, the personality of a student plays a significant role in deciding the impact of social media on students' academic performance. Extroversion versus introversion. Extrovert students are more outgoing, they're more assertive, and they're more likely to enjoy group work, they're more likely to ask questions, and just more likely to put themselves out there in regards to the social settings. And introverted students are a bit more reserved. They prefer isolation and they work better independently, so they normally do not enjoy group work. So the impact factors. So the 4 different impact factors are going to be accelerating impact, which is how social media positively affects academic performance. Deteriorating impact, which are the negative consequences of using social media. Social media prospects, which is the use of social media for opportunities like massive online open courses and job prospects. And then the last one is going to be social media challenges. So that would be like cyberbullying, privacy and security problems, things of that nature. So the accelerating impact key findings from the paper were that the accelerating impact of social media is more prominent in students having introversion personality traits. So introverted students experience social media as the best tool to express thoughts and improve their academic grades. At the education level, there was no significant difference in postgraduate as well as undergraduate students in how social media affects academic performance. And introverted students appear to make better use of social media than extroverts. And then regarding gender, female introverted students were found to gain more from social media use compared to their extroverted counterparts. And then we have the deteriorating impact key findings. So the findings show no significance between extroverted and introverted students regarding the deteriorating impact of social media on academic performance. While excessive social media use is causing some distraction, the overall impact isn't too high. At the educational level, the findings indicate no significant difference between extroverted and introverted students in terms of the deteriorating impact of social media. The impact remains moderate in both cases. Regarding gender, there is no difference between the two personality traits for male students, but female students show significant difference. Extroverted female students experiencing a stronger deteriorating impact. So the women are kind of suffering a little bit more whenever it comes to the deteriorating impacts versus men. So social media prospects, key findings. So the findings showed that there was no significant difference between extroverted and introverted students regarding social media prospects. Both personality types are using social media effectively for opportunities like employment and the massive open online courses and sharing knowledge with their classmates. At the educational level, postgraduate students showed no significant difference between extroverted and introverted students for social media prospects. However, undergraduate students did show a significant difference, with extroverted students benefiting more from social media prospects. Regarding gender, there is no significant difference in social media prospects for both male and female students. Social media challenges key findings. So the findings show that there was no significant difference between the two personality types regarding social media challenges. There are also no significant differences when comparing educational level and gender. The higher mean value suggests that cyberbullying, security, and privacy are the main concerns for both of the personality types, with cyberbullying being particularly more common amongst female students. So the impact of personality on academic performance. A student's personality does not play a role in social media, or does not play a role in how social media affects their academic performance. This study explored the differences between extroverted and introverted students across all four factors of social media and their academic impact, while also considering their educational level and gender. So the impacts of social media on academics. So the advantages to this are it enhances communication between teachers and students, improving academic performances by reducing ambiguity and miscommunication. It also, social media platforms add kind of like a fun element, keeping students engaged and connected with their peers and instructors to enhance their learning. They have all those fun educational videos out now that you see in school. So that's kind of like an example of that. Disadvantages, though, is like while they're useful for academic purposes, social media can be a distraction, as it often is used for non-academic discussions, and the addictive nature of social media is particularly concerning for higher education students, negatively impacting their academic performance. So the implications, for institutions, they can tailor social media use based on students' personality, education level, and gender. For students, it raises awareness of the pros and cons of social media usage and its impact on academic performance. It also encourages students to use social media responsibly. And for teachers, it can promote innovation and customization to meet academic needs, and guides teachers to adapt their teaching style based on students' personalities. So for limitations in future research, due to COVID-19 restrictions, when this study was being conducted, a convenient sampling was used for the data collection. So this may have led to response biases, particularly with students misrepresenting their personality traits. And for future research opportunities, because the study focuses on extroversion versus introversion personality traits, future research can incorporate the other big five personality traits. There's also an opportunity to compare different personality traits across various social media parameters. Future studies may also explore additional demographic features, such as age and location, to see how they impact social media's effect on academic performances. So, in conclusion, the use of social media in academics is growing among students and teachers, with personality traits influencing academic performances. This study analyzed the impact of social media on extroverted and introverted students' academic performances, and it did that by focusing on the following factors: accelerating impact, deteriorating impact, social media prospects, and social media challenges. And there was a significant difference in the accelerating impact. Introverted students benefited the most at both postgraduate and undergraduate levels. For the deteriorating impact and social media challenges, there was no significant difference between extroverted and introverted postgraduate and undergraduate students. However, there was a significant difference between male and female students, with female students experiencing a stronger deteriorating impact. And then here is my works cited, and that is all I have for you.